for want of an article, I have decided, instead of reading some random article about the ultimate religion, I mean ideology, wink wink, I would rather just go over some of the propaganda that we see. Even, and this is, again, this is a modern fucking, this is what it currently says. If you look up recent feminist articles, this is the shit you get. Apparently some head lesbian singer died. Alex Dobkin, I've never heard of her.
Never.
Dies at 80. Lesbian singer and feminist activist who appeared in a 75 photo wearing cuts off. I ain't reading it. Fuck you. Let's see. What are the?
Probably annoying anyway.
Yeah, geez.
My God.
Okay. I've got. Holy crap, guys! This. You really think that fucking the left is? Keep in mind these people are leftists, so you think the fucking woke is bad? The woke doesn't even begin until you get to feminism. Seriously, like it doesn't even begin.
Times feminism that's bad.
It's woke to the 10th power, okay? And yes, I understand woke is kind of a stupid term that doesn't really mean anything. We should call it oikophobia because that's what it is. And for those who don't know, that is fear of the same or the familiar, because oikos means family in Greek, and fear of the family, familiar. And you mostly see oikophobia with the left. They don't love blacks, they just hate whites. They don't love Islam, they just hate Christians. They don't love women, they just hate men. Oikophobia down the list, okay? People also ask, what is a good introduction to feminism? Yeah, remember that question, because it will not be answered in this fucking article. Feminism is the belief that women should have economic, political, and social equality with men. They already do. This term also refers to a political movement that works to gain equality within a male and female relationship. By stealing from the male and giving to the female. I don't know how that's equality. In a male and female relationship, both the roles of the male and female should be equal. This last sentence. That is a fucking bait and switch if ever I've seen one. Duh. Everyone believes that. And that's why feminism is such an effective evil. Because it tells you the truth while lying to you, like with their tits completely tied in a bow. They will literally say men have oppressed women forever and ever, and men are evil bastards and rapists, and they're the only species alive that rape. And then they'll tell you male and female relationships, both roles should be equal. Right? It's again, going by what feminists actually fucking talk about, not this horse shit where it talks about, oh, well, it's about equality because I read a book once. No, what are they talking about? What do they advocate? Right? What battles are they trying to fight?
Absolutely none, because I've never had to.
Yeah. The only... Okay. There's a lot to unpack here. Jesus. Here's kind of the thing. They hate men. I know it, you know it. Fucking Martian bacteria with telescopes fucking know it. Okay. We all are well aware that they fucking hate men. All you have to do is listen to a feminist talk for 5 minutes. And she'll go on about men are all rapists, men are all demons, men are all Satan. Especially when it comes to their own family. Like, they hate their dad most of the time. They hate their fucking dad. They hate their sons.
The exes are...
Oh, cool. I remember this one feminist, I forget her name, but she was in politics, right? Which, keep that in mind, a lot of them are in politics, so it's not like they have no power whatsoever, like they want you to believe, while controlling you. But, she said, I never would have imagined that my feminist activism would cause my son to be falsely accused of rape. Because it did. She realized that what she was advocating for was the death of her own child.
Mm-hmm.
The subjugation, the enslavement of her own child for the benefit and purposes of women. Like, y'all think conservatives are fucking bad? Really? Really?
If anything, we're the fucking saviors of this shit. We're trying to save your children rather than kill them like how you guys are doing.
Look, when it comes to abortion, it is a big debate whether it's a life or not.
Well,
I
that's
get
not
that.
really what I was talking
I know,
about,
I'm
but
just using it as an example. It's a big debate. I get that, but at the same time,
it's something that you shouldn't be really proud of doing.
yeah, you shouldn't be proud of it.
It is necessary sometimes, and I
Yeah.
understand that. That's the only thing that. I mean, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Just you can't be proud of it.
And I kind of understand
It's
why
not
some.
really anything good.
No, true. I understand why some people are like, you know what? It should only be done if the woman is in danger for her life. Like she's trying to give trying to give birth to a 12-pound bowling ball, and she's like 80 pounds soaking wet. Then yeah, you might have to, get rid of the child. I get that, but or cut her the fuck open, one or the other, you know. But even then, it might not work. Although I will say 80-pound women soaking wet typically can't have children, typically. But anyways,
That's because of underweight.
yeah, you have to have a certain a certain percentage of body
And that's
fat.
why we gain weight when
Yeah.
we're trying to have a baby.
Exactly. You have to
Because
have a certain
we
percentage.
have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, that kid will have a punch thrown at it through your skin.
Yeah, no shit. Again, you have to have a certain number of body fat in order to actually conceive a child, not just, all that stuff. You actually have to have that. Like Olympic medalists who have 0% body fat are infertile. They can't have kids. They fucking can't. They're physically incapable of holding children.
Honey,
What?
if they had 0% body fat, they wouldn't even be in the Olympics.
Well, no.
Because they'd
actually,
be too.
I mean, if it's all muscle.
Even then.
No, you know what I mean. Not.
I'm saying, I mean, there's a such a thing as 0% body fat, and
Oh yeah.
they can't do much.
Well, yeah.
If anything, they can never be in the
But
Olympics.
if it's all muscle, that's what I mean. If it's all fucking if all your weight is muscle.
Percentage of body
Well, I don't
fat.
know what the percentage is. Fuck.
Well, you're
Anyways,
supposed to have some, otherwise you ain't gonna be able to sit down properly.
oh, I get that, but if you have a muscle butt, you can still sit down relatively well.
Not
Keep
necessarily.
people out of it. But anyways, but don't no
Not necessarily, dear.
fair. What basic ideas of feminism? Basic feminist ideas. Feminist theory or feminism is support of equality for women and men. See, it's weird how you look up the definition and all it talks about is equality, success, we are our own goodness, we are the righteous purity of the world. And then you listen to one talk for 5.5 seconds and she says, death to men, put them in camps, lock them all up, rape them in the asshole with a pitchfork, fuck all of them to death.
Okay. We've had equality since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Little did everybody know.
Yeah, no shit.
Women chose to be at home.
Yeah.
Men chose to go out and be the hunter, provider, whatever.
And a lot of that had to do with women's preference. If we're talking the cave days, women preferred to stay in the cave where it was safe, huddle around a fire with children, and feed them cooked food.
Well, and also
right?
Men understood that if nobody's protecting the children, we ain't gonna survive.
Exactly. Like, men have a biological urge to protect women and children. Biological.
And not to mention, we actually paid attention to animals that did the exact same thing.
Yeah, no, animals did the same thing.
We literally knew what animals did because we did the fucking same thing.
Yeah, and at that point, man was very in tune with nature, essentially. So again,
I mean, we were
it's very much
like any other animal. So what did we do?
Yeah.
We became an animal. We became just a very intelligent animal.
Yeah.
And we're still animals at heart.
I mean, true, and that's why a lot of us just fuck off to the woods forever.
Yeah, which
essentially.
honestly I'd prefer to do. But anyway.
Yeah. So,
But destruction of the West kind of needs fixing. So.
Okay, here's the funny part, right? Although all feminists strive for gender equality, there are various ways to approach this theory. How is it a theory if you're whatever? Including liberal feminism, socialist feminism, and finally radical feminism. If it's okay, if your goal is equality, why are you a radical? How is that a radical notion? Right? Like they're lumping in radical feminism with all feminism is good plus good think because brain reasons, and they don't explain the very obvious fact that calling something radical is a bad thing. Radical means crazy, fringe, unusual, bizarre. What the
Or
fuck
at
is
least it's supposed
crazy?
to.
What the fuck is crazy or bizarre about equality? Nothing. It's a
When it's
universally good term. Everyone wants equality. Fucking everybody. The right, the left, the up, down, left, right, A, B, start, select. All of them want fucking equality to some extent.
I didn't realize the Konami code would apply to life, but
It,
okay.
it, it always applies to life. It is life. The Konami code is life.
Yes, dear.
It is the code that has created life itself. The Konami code.
Of course.
But still, like, you get my point. If it's radical, then it's not equality. It's like,
I mean, maybe what we're doing is radical equality because they think we're the radicals.
well, I still wouldn't even say that just because we're doing actual equality that looks on both sides,
Well, yeah.
and they're doing the oh my god, give everything to whammons, poor whammon, fuck men, fuck them in the ass, fuck them with a zombie striped dildo, fuck until they bleed, you know. And by the way, men are all rapists and monsters, and they beat women universally, and women have never beat men ever, because we don't have agency and we love everything, even though the fact that everything hates us because we're all BPD cunts in the end. But, still. That's my geeked on speed rant. Here's another good question that's totally not fucking answered. Is feminism an effective ideology? Feminism is about change, equality, and opportunity for women of all races. Okay, here's where it gives itself off. Equality and opportunity for women of all races and age. Women. Women. Fucking. Oh, I didn't even click that. Fucking women. Underline the word women. For women. We stand for equality for women. That's not equality, dickhead. That's not fucking equality. Equality is men and women.
If you actually want a taste of equality, why don't you become an actual warrior?
Yeah, you mean join the draft?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shit.
Grab a fucking gun.
Yeah, grab a gun.
And go out to war.
Yeah.
Then you'll actually experience what it's like.
To be a man.
Yeah.
Because men have been forced to join war since the fucking Dark Age and before. Since before the hills were a thing, men have been conscripted to wars, even if they disagreed with it completely.
And I'm still here being like laughs and shield maiden.
Yeah, Ale laughs and shield maiden. That is pretty accurate. I made that a post on my Facebook. Okay. Because of feminism and the women's work movement, more women than ever before have been given the opportunity. Given the opportunity. That implies that the state is giving women the opportunity. It's not. Women have legally been allowed to vote since the fucking 1800s, if not before.
And
Okay.
the thing is, they weren't allowed to vote in like the president and vice president, whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
they could vote on state things.
Basically, women have been the managers of America.
Yeah.
Ever since its conception.
Yeah.
And the only reason why the guys got the big voting thing is because they're the ones that fought for the fucker.
Yeah, because they were conscripted. The only time at that point that you had the vote is if you were conscripted for a certain number of years, which is the Roman model. Romans did that. Even Greeks did that to some degree. But Romans did a thing where the only people who could vote were senators, diplomats, and military. And that was it. And women could vote in Rome if for their husband. They decreed for their husband, either officially or behind the scenes, which everyone wants to fucking ignore, that women had power behind the scenes. They ruled society from behind. Men always fucking listen to women. They always fucking listen to women.
And not to mention, women like being the little sneaky surprise thing, and that's actually a perfect thing for them to do shit behind the scenes.
And that's why women are great at stealth games.
Because they can hide.
Yeah.
And
they're
like,
great at hiding. And that's the thing.
They like living in... A lot of women like living in the shadows, oddly enough. They like sneaking around and doing all sorts of fun stuff back there. And even I love it. I fucking love being stealthy as hell. I mean, hey, you can ask Chris.
True. Yeah, it's true.
Like, I'm better at stealth than he could ever be.
Fucking... What was I gonna say? God damn, woman. Fuck. Like, fucking... I love you too. Fuck, calm down. The thing is...
Okay, but you're better at being a tank than I am.
That's true. I'm more of the tank, and she's more of the sneak stealth type.
See, we have our strengths.
That's true. We do have our strengths. But here's kind of the thing. Men, if you've ever been in a family, you've seen this. Okay? Your father listens to your mom. 99% of the fucking time, he listens to her. What does the mom always say? Wait till your dad gets home. I'm gonna tell him that you fucked up. And then who beats you? Your dad. You know why?
And
mom told him
dad, to. But really it's your mom that's telling him to do it.
Yeah, and then you blame your dad when really he's just the fucking messenger.
He's the puppet.
He's the puppet. You know, the mom is the one telling the dad, hey, your kid's a jackass. Whap him a few times. And, you know, thwack. There you go. Okay, be on your way, kid. Now,
and
that being said,
back in the day, specifically with families of, say, like the medieval age, at least from what I remember, the woman would still punish their child.
Yeah.
But if they didn't listen to the mom, then they tell dad.
Then they'd get dad.
Then they get dad.
Yeah, and that's Victorian age. There was actually accounts of fathers conspiring with children. Conspiring to basically convince the mom that the child was beaten with a belt when he wasn't really. Basically, the dad would take the child into the bedroom, and he'd say, okay, I'm going to hit the bedpost. When I hit the bedpost with my belt, you act like you're in pain. And we'll convince your mom that I'm beating you when I'm not really. It actually happened. Fathers did that.
Hilarious.
It's
clever.
It's fucking.
I'm actually okay with this.
It's fucking amazing. But
I love that.
Yeah, and dads did that quite often in the Victorian age. You know, this idea that they were all uncouth ogres who beat their wives is total fucking bullshit. Total bullshit, and it was a lie created by feminists. That's they created a lot of myths and lies about, you know, the past and the modern day. Believe me, fuck. You know, that's why I have to talk about feminism all the fucking time. It's not because I don't really have much of a horse in this race because I'm not like an academic or anything. But at the same time, for fuck's sake, people, was Copernicus allowed to talk about his theory, his provable theory,
that the Earth is not the center,
that the sun
is the solar system anyway,
and the Earth, you know, the sun is the center and the Earth revolves around it? Could he have said that if the Catholic Church didn't shut the fuck up? No, he couldn't have. No one would have believed him. It's the same thing. We cannot talk about equality or gender or laws or women or men or any of that without acknowledging that feminism is bullshit.
I know you were only trying to keep that to be an example, but here I am just like remembering everything that the Catholic Church ever did.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, they were pretty evil.
I hate them, just for the record, but anyway.
Yeah, they were pretty fucking evil historically.
I hate them.
Yeah, no.
With a passion.
with passion. But anyways, you know, again, like it's, holy crap, guys. Like we have to talk about this. And I find the hubris hilarious of the anti-SJW crowd, you know, who made their name making fun of crazy people. This is all they really did. And they turn around and say, see, we won Gamergate, therefore the feminism is dead, guys. See, it's dead, it's gone, it's over. Are you sure? Are you fucking sure about that? You see this shit? You see all this fucking propaganda online? All this propaganda about Wikipedia and social movements and ideologies that aim to define and establish the political, economic, personal, and social equality of the sexes. Which is fucking jargon bullshit.
Don't forget to look at the early life, because I'm sure it'll tell you some pretty informational things.
Yeah, no shit. Fuck.
If you know what I mean, then you know what I mean.
Yeah, no shit. Fuck. You're not wrong.
It's a very specific thing.
Yeah.
About the Jays.
The Jays. Oh, the Jaybirds. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yes, totally.
Yeah,
the juice people.
You weren't supposed to say. You were supposed to say Jaybird.
I said juice people.
But that's obvious.
Not really. It's not the normal people.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh,
I'm saying juice.
Well, yeah, but it sounds a lot like the other thing.
Well, you know what? Have fun, guys, because it's the truth.
Jeez. I'm surrounded by anti something. I'm not going to say what.
Now, that one was obvious, dear.
Anti-Somanites. Anti-Sematics. I'm surrounded by people who can't sleep. Anti-Sematics. I'm surrounded by people who can't sleep. Will you quit trying to pinch me? It'll break your wrist. Oh god, my ribs. My fucking rib meat. Okay.
Gotta pinch his fat.
Make a difference in government. Like, women have always been able, at least in America, have always been able to vote on the ground level. And that's where power goes, from the state up. It's not federal down, it's state up, guys. It's been that way the whole time.
And it should be, the government asking the people, hey, what do you guys want?
Yeah, no shit.
Because we don't fucking know.
God forbid we have a democracy again. Fuck. What are the tenets of feminism? This is golden. This is fucking perfect. It's so good it'll give you fucking butthole cancer. It's so good. The only real universally agreed upon tenet of feminism. The only real universally agreed upon tenet. This is a tenet, guys. This is something to live by, because that's what a tenet is. A tenet is something you live by. It's a structure or a code you live by. Life sucks for a lot of women. That's not a tenet. That's a declarative statement. Those are two different things. Some social force called sexism, that thing that just exists, is behind it, which treats women as lesser. Yeah, only women. Only.
Even though women have never been treated lesser than anything.
Only women.
And again, I laugh in Shield Maiden.
Yeah, no shit. Sexism is behind it, which treats women as... It doesn't treat men. Doesn't do dick to men. Men are immune to everything. They're gods. They're bullies. They're godlike demigod bully demon hydra myths that only exist in the ether above the clouds and wag their finger down upon us and piss on our parade with acid and blood and God knows what else. That's legit how they view men. As this devil demigod demon monster who just frowns upon them and makes their life shit because vagina.
You think the neighbor heard you?
I hope so. Okay. Life would be better for women without sexism holding them back. Yeah. Holding them back. Yeah. See,
like shit. I said, women like being in the home.
Yeah, no shit. I didn't mean to do that. See, here's the fucking problem. Here's the fucking problem. You, at the top of the page, say it's about equality and love and goodness and holiness and the blessed feminine and all the wonderful things in life that make everything wonderful. And then you say, oh, it's about women being treated like shit because men are all devil bastards. What does that do with equality? Equality is men and women have the same rights, which they still fucking don't, might I add. Okay, they still fucking don't. But, of course you're going to think it's the other way when really it's the other way.
Oh, that's a lightning sword.
They still don't. Because men have their skin removed at the age of an infant and women don't. That is not equality. The right to bodily autonomy is a legal right men do not have. But women are the ones being held back. Yeah, totally. Not the men with their lack of skin.
Or the lack of rights.
Well, that's connected to skin. I mean, it's right to have all your skin intact. Like, you have a right as a person to bodily autonomy. You knew what I meant. Well, no, I do, but I'm just clarifying. You have a right to bodily autonomy.
Just let me say it, motherfucker.
Yes, dude. But again, like...
See?
Fucking dick people. How the
now,
fuck...
that's just people is the clear thing that men listen to women.
Yeah, no shit.
Because it just happened.
Yeah, Jesus. The tenets. People with free will have a moral duty to try and better the lives of women. Let me decode that for you. People with free will. Men. They're literally saying men have free will. We don't. We are victims and rape victims and flowers and daisies, and men have free will to rape and pillage the daisies. Like, how the fuck do you people think all this shit began in the first place?
They think? They have more than just one brain cell?
I ain't talking about feminists. I'm talking about everybody the fuck else.
Oh.
Jesus, woman. If you paid attention...
Just saying.
Jesus. People with free will. Men. Men have free... They believe men have free will and women don't. How is that love about women again? How is that helping women? How is that loving women? It's not loving women. It's just hating men. That's all it is. Men have free will to be sinners and demons and devils and rapists. And women have no free will or agency or moral status whatsoever. They're just daisies sitting there being trampled on by the jackboots of devil men. Literally what they fucking believe. That is their actual fucking tenet. Men are rapists, men are monsters, women are victims. That is an actual tenet they fucking live by. It has nothing to do with life sucks for women. Yeah, but who's doing that, bitch? Oh, right, the men you hate. How are people not more pissed off about this shit? Like, how are you not pissed about this? They're telling you we are the good thing, we stand for justice, and then they go around shooting everyone in the face who disagrees with them. They are the mob. They are the fucking mafia. They are the fucking fascists. But when we do it to men, it's okay all of a sudden. Fucking Jiminy Jackboot on a jack tree. Fuck. Ugh.
Are you okay, dear?
I'm losing my brain.
Apparently. I think Chris only has one brain cell left.
Yeah. God, is that motherfucker holding on for dear life. Ah! Fucking holding on for dear life.
Has cancer now.
Yeah, that my one last brain cell has a terminal case of the death. He has the death. Oh, that's hilarious. Fuck. Surprisingly, my cats are still asleep. I don't fucking know how. I'm screaming loud enough that fucking Jesus can hear me. And my cats are just like...
Yeah, he's not telling you to shut the fuck up because goddamn you're loud.
Yeah, I know.
Ow, my fucking ears.
Jesus. This is why I took a break for so long, guys. This is really, really why. Like, this is really why. My blood pressure can only take so much. At the same time, I appreciate the anger this gives me, because anger is a constructive force that you can use to build upon. Which, in a ways, I appreciate. But at the same time, I fucking hate because of how horribly it treats men. And if you listen to a feminist talk for 5 minutes, it's always, oh, I stand for equality and justice and love and equal and the good, righteous, good thing and the love of all mankind. By the way, those dirty Jews are killing the ozone. We gotta put a stop to them. Will you shut up? That was funny. That was just good timing. Will you shut up? Like, that's all it is. And that's why I hate the term feminazi. It's like Nazi. Wow, now it sounds evil. What? Fuck. God, this is actual fucking evil. It's one thing to believe that the Jew is out to kill you. It's another thing to say, I stand for religious equality. By the way, the Jew is out to kill me. That's worse. That's fucking worse. That's fucking worse. Because then you have the illusion of standing for all the religions and loving religion equally and loving God's creation equally. And then you turn around and say, them damn dirty Jews, though. It doesn't have to be Jew. It can be Negro. It can be Chink. It can be fucking anything. It's the same thing. And every time you say any of those words, who are you thinking about? The women of that group? Fuck no. You're thinking about the men. Oh, the Jew at the top? Yeah, they're men. The Negro destroying the city? They're men. Admit to yourself, every time you think of a group that hates you, you only think of the men. Why is that? Why the fuck is that? Because men only have agency? Sorry, they don't. Women are just as capable of crime as men are. Actually, according to recent numbers, they're more capable of sexual crime, but we don't prosecute it when a woman does it, now do we? Because he wanted it. He really wanted it. Really, totally. He totally wanted it. Even though he was 4 and she was 35, he wanted it, totally. He can barely say his name backwards, but he totally wanted to be enveloped by a woman he's never met, totally. You sick fucking Nihongophiles. What is wrong with you people? Fuck!
Sounds like random
I do kind of have a Stevenson kind of vibe to me sometimes, don't I? I'm like, okay,
it's that Brian.
It's true. Let me put it this way: my inspirations from YouTube are Brian from HBR, Mike from Randomer Cam, or that's his name, and Razor Fist. Those are my inspirations. Like those are the 3 that I like. I love all of HBR, but Brian, the guys at least. The women, I'd say probably. I like Allison a lot. I like her, really honest, like dearth into the depravity of man, and I like Karen's sort of senile, bitchy wisdom. I like that.
What do I got?
You kind of have a mix of the two, actually. You kind of have some senile, bitchy wisdom mixed with some really dark, depraved sense of ideologies, which is kind of metal. Really metal. That's brutals. But again, guys, like fuck. Every time, and this is true for racists especially, if they even exist anymore. And I'm talking about one specific type. That's why I said that. If hating the Negro is still even a thing that whites can do, I don't know. I've seen so little evidence to prove it. I'm starting to think they don't. But if they do, hate the darky, the Jew, the kike, the whatever, then every time they think of that group, they only think of the men. Think of the racial stereotypes of blacks. They beat their women. Men, obviously. They're roid freaks. Men, obviously. They're rapists. Men, obviously. We can't even acknowledge that women fucking do that to boys. Typically by drugging them, might I add. Or coercive control, which women are far more likely to do than men, might I add. We're gonna ignore all that shit.
Walter's so cute and it's friendly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I like that Pokemon. And again, like, fucking dick people. I mean, here's the fucking problem. Okay. Oikophobia only seems to affect men for some reason. For some reason, just because. Don't know why.
Probably define what that means.
Well, I said it earlier, I think. Oikophobia is hatred of the familiar. Feminism is the oikophobia borderline cult They don't love women, which is obvious. They just hate men. They don't love darks. They just hate whites. They don't love
because
Islam.
Originally, feminism was only for rich white women.
Yeah.
Who hated black men.
Yeah.
For supposedly raping them.
Yeah. One of the original suffragettes was quoted as saying, "If black men get the vote before white women, it will give them carte blanche to rape all of our rich white daughters."
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because that sounds like fucking equality to me. Guys, every type of feminism, every form, every cancer.
The stereotype that blacks have huge,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was created by them too, because they wanted to scare white women away from sleeping with the Negro beast.
Or the fact that Planned Parenthood is
specifically located in black neighborhoods. Yeah, because they wanted specifically to abort black babies. Like that was the original goal of the founder, who was a feminist, might I add. So funny how that works. But anyways, back in the day, feminism hated black men. Now they hate white men. It's as if they're hating whatever's popular at the time. Which I think that's worse than fucking what's that thing? The I did it before it was cool crowd. Hipsters. The fucking.
Well, is it even hipsters?
It's like worse than hipsters, but they're like anti-hipsters. Instead of, oh, I did the fringe cool thing before it was cool, it's I'm doing the popular thing because it's cool. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the opposite, but worse. Mm-hmm. And might I, speaking of opposites, the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is apathy. Trust me on that. It really is. If you hate something, you still have a weird kinship with it. Like people hate watch shit all the time. I'm doing a hate video right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like fuck, like I'm doing a video about me hating on an ideology that hates me. Essentially, I'm back hating the hate forward, basically, if that makes any sense. And so hate is not the opposite of love. It feels like it really does, but they're more related than you might think. But apathy, now that's the opposite of love. If you don't care, you really don't care, then that's the exact opposite of loving something. Hating something is still a passion. It's as passionate as love. Hate is as passionate as love, and that's why they're not opposites. Mm. They're actually like cousins technically. So that's why. Anyways, fuckity dick. Okay. Sweet zombie gobshite. Okay. Fuck. Do I even want to do an actual article? What the fuck do I want to do? Holy crap. Ugh, jeez.
I'm still saying feminists should get into battle because, it'd be funny to watch them fail.
We should do. How old is this country? Like 200, 300 years old. We should do 300. Almost. Okay, we should do almost 300 years of women-only draft, just to make it equal. To get that equality they want so bad. We should definitely do that, to make them equal, that they want.
Yeah, and also I've seen some chicks say, "Oh, my feminism stops here."
Yeah, no shit.
It's like, oh, really?
Yeah, because it's not about equality. It's about one-upping your opponent.
And if it does actually become a thing,
yeah,
where they the draft does become a thing for women,
yeah,
punish them like a man invading the draft.
Yeah,
actually punish them.
If they get pregnant,
no fucking just parole.
Yeah,
no just 6 months in prison.
Come after their asses.
Fucking
send them to fucking
them
jail.
As if they're a traitor.
Treat them like you would a man.
Yeah,
they wanted equality so bad. Guess what, bitch? Now you got it.
What are you gonna do?
Now what? What's that? Oppression? Yeah, I thought so. Go into the fucking truck, get a gun, go to the Middle East, Get shot in the face. Who gives a fuck? You're a man now. Have fun.
Yeah, and not to mention, again, laughs and shield maiden, god damn it! Because hello, I used to be one.
Yeah.
I'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But anyway.
That's a long story, but
that's a really long story.
Really long story. Anyways, which I never wanted to discuss on my channel, but whatever.
Oh, fuck you. You know you love me.
Well, I do love you. That's why I'm letting you talk. I'm not, stuffing things down your throat in the shape of a tube sock. No, not that. Shut up. Ow. I mean an actual tube sock, not my tube sock. My crust.
It's not big enough to be a tube sock.
It used to be. It used to be bigger than a tube sock.
I think you underestimate how big a tube sock actually is.
I probably do. But anyways, the thing is...
That's a really long story that I'm not going to get into right now.
Talking about my schwanz on air. Anyways, the thing is...
There's a long story within that.
There's a lot of long stories in our lives. I'm just going to put that out there. Anyways, fucking...
Come back to us next time for religious talk.
Yeah, jeez.
And that's where that comes in.
Oh, God.
And then we're not going to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, no kidding. Fuck. Just look.
Or just PM me. I don't care.
Yeah, just PM Ale. No. Actually, Ale's kind of popular on fucking Facebook. She gets way more fucking likes and shit than I ever do.
It's because I know how to network, dear.
Yeah, that's true. I can't network for dick. But anyways, I don't know, guys. Like, I'm just, you know what? I want to set fire to every feminist newspaper ever. Like, I'm not big into, arson. Like, honestly.
I am.
I did burn a rose once, but that was to commemorate the death of a loved one, and that was very interesting. My father helped me, actually, as fathers like to help their children, even their sons. And my father only disciplined me once, like physically. And that was because I stole something. I didn't even mean to. It was an accident. I found a washer on the floor that someone dropped, and I picked it up and put it in my pocket, thinking it was just some random, cool little rubber thing. Like I was like 6 or 8 or whatever. And then he's like,
I thought you accidentally stole a candy bar.
Or was it a candy bar?
I remember you accidentally picking up a candy bar because you thought somebody dropped it.
Yeah, I found it on the floor and I thought someone dropped it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was even younger. I was even younger than the washer, I think. I was like 4 or 5 or whatever. And I legit thought someone dropped it because it was on the floor. And I'm like, okay, someone dropped it. So I guess I got to return it to whoever, I was thinking, okay, I should return it to whoever dropped it. And I was asking people, did you drop this? And like, no. Like that, as a kid, I just wanted to, fucking give people back their stuff. Like that's, I didn't think, oh, it's mine now. I didn't think that. I just thought, okay, well, let me see if I can find the person who dropped this. And then my mother's like, where did you get that? I'm like, oh, I found it on the floor. She's like, this is a store, right? I'm like, oh yeah, it is, isn't it? I'm like 5 or 6, keep in mind. Like, I'm like a little poop butt kid. Fucking. Yeah, anyways. So, again, yeah, just, you know what? I'm going to end it here. I will say this. I'll definitely add this to Feminist in the Windowsill, because I need to add more to that, to that, list. Yeah. Just, you know what? Take it easy. And for the love of God, don't get caught. Whatever you do.
And stop being feminists.
And stop being feminists, for the love of God. For the love of all that is holy and righteous and right with the world, quit pretending that you're better than everyone else. God, that's like the one thing I want to get to people's heads, is that just because you call yourself atheist or feminist, and those are the two most common examples, doesn't mean you're better than everyone else. Or a centrist. God, fucking centrist. And this is ironic because I used to be a centrist. Like I really didn't pick a side. I just thought, you know what? I just want people to get along. That was my idea. I just want people to get along. I want people to be happy with each other, and I don't want any fighting, and that's it. That was my entire political idea. And then seeing what the fuck the left was doing, it pushed me more and more to the right so far that I'm now like, somewhere between fucking Goldwater Republican and like Ayn Randian bullshit. Like I'm like somewhere near there.
Where the fuck am I?
That's a good question. You're kind of like, a lot of your tests say that you're like left libertarian, but I don't think you're a leftist because you hate the government.
I hate the government with a passion.
Yeah, so that would make you more right wing, if anything.
Or at least I hate big government with a passion. Like, I understand the purpose of it, but oof.
Yeah. Well, that's a very simplified form of it. Now there's something people used to say, some 10 years ago on YouTube. They used to say that, the left is social freedom at the expense of economic freedom. When the fuck has feminism give you social freedom? Like, seriously, like, when the fuck, the COVID vaccine, the COVID lockdowns, how the fuck was that? Now, yes, that was definitely at the expense of economic freedom, absolutely, but it didn't give you social freedom, not at all. And I I don't think that's a good paradigm, because it makes the right sound like it's economic freedom over social freedom, when really right is like economic and social freedom, if you think about it.
What the government
in
should
practice,
be,
anyways.
what the government should be doing is thinking about its people rather than
it should be a people
money
first.
fucking grab.
Yeah, it should be a people first thing that thinks about everyone at the bottom, and not
first.
it should be a people first. Well, I don't know about democracy, because democracy definitely has its flaws. For example,
something will come along that will fix everything.
Yeah. For example,
let's just put it that way.
Yeah, no kidding. For example, in a full democracy, let's just say there might have been a case, maybe you might have heard of, maybe, where a famous person had to drink poison, and 33 people of the 100 or so, of the 250 people who voted, 108 voted that he was guilty. 140 voted that he should be executed. So 30 plus people were like, you know what? He's not guilty, but fuck that guy. Like, legit, 40 people were like, you know what?
Caesar?
No, not Caesar. Fucking, was it Aristotle or Plato, or one of the one that drank poison? It was the philosopher.
Oh yeah, it was some Greek dude. I forget.
Might have been Aristotle. I forget.
Maybe. I know he was like fucking like literally like buff as hell.
No, that's Plato. That's
Wasn't
not
he buff
Aristotle.
As hell that he
Plato.
Literally drank poison.
Different guy, I think.
I could have swore that the dude was buff.
Well, a lot of the philosophers were buff, actually.
Well, yeah. I mean, that. By the way, that's happening again.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, there's a lot of right-leaning people that act a lot like the Greek philosophers in that sense.
And it's interesting because I've seen a lot of leftists quote Greek philosophers as if they're like, oh, these people are enlightened and look at what they're pointing out. It's like, guys, they were in the same system we were in, and they wanted to conserve it. They literally wanted to conserve, most of them, at least that I've read, wanted to conserve the Roman or Greek way of life.
Fuck Rome.
That's,
I don't like Rome. Don't judge me.
Well, Rome was definitely the dickhead in a lot of cases, but they were still very fascinating in terms of republics.
Yes, they're fascinating, and I mean, it's nice to learn from them.
You want to learn from Rome. There's a lot of parables to learn from Rome.
A lot of mistakes to not repeat.
Yeah. Which is funny because
need to keep in mind
everything the left advocates for is literally bringing us back to the fall of Rome.
We are literally heading back to another dark age, and it's going to be twice as bad as the other one. So it might. We're doomed in that sense. Until, something comes along and fixes it, but,
Anyways.
Very difficult to fix, though.
Yeah, no shit. Anyways, I guess I'll end it here. As Random McCam would say, goodbye and fuck right, and as I would say, don't get caught. Whatever you do, Don't let the jackanapes catch you.
Oh boy, what a world! What a world! You have anything to add there, Alcius?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Alicles. Alicles. That's metal as fuck.
My fat cat's laying on my leg, and little butt cat is fucking over there in the corner. Yeah, I'm getting over it. Bye.